Good morning. Happy Thursday morning. I am coming live at you from my dining room. um, Sometimes I like to just get out of my office for a little bit and work somewhere a bit nicer. And my office is quite cold at the moment, and in here I've got a radiator behind me, so I thought I'd come in here. So over the next couple of days, I want to talk to you about the Cockpit Method, which many of you will know. The Cockpit Method is the business that I set up in 2020. But I wanted to talk a bit about what the Cockpit Method is, the actual methodology behind it. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell the business to you. I'm going to talk to you about the actual methodology behind the Cockpit Method, what that method is, and how you can use it in your sales process. So let's start with a bit of a history lesson, shall we? Hey, Julie. So, typically got a croaky voice as soon as I start going live. So when I set up my business in 2020, the whole philosophy behind it was taking methods directly from the commercial cockpit and applying them to business. And originally I looked at quite a few different areas. We looked at resilience, we looked at decision-making, looked at risk management, eventually switched into well-being, and then has now transitioned more and more into sales. But every single thing I do and every single thing that I teach follows a methodology, and it is the Cockpit Method. It is the method that we use in the commercial cockpit every time we go flying, and that is 4 steps: aviate, navigate, communicate, and review. So my entire sales process, when we map out the sales process, it follows those 4 pillars. Those 4 pillars are incredibly important. So let's just start off by talking about what the 4 things are, and then I'm going to dig into aviate a bit more today, and we'll look at some of the others over the coming days and weeks. So this is a pilot's priorities, basically. When it comes to flying an aeroplane, you have particular priorities for how you want to do things. So aviate always comes first. Fly the aeroplane. So no matter what is going on, fly the aeroplane. You could have an engine on fire, but there's no point putting that fire out if you're not flying the aeroplane. You could end up flying into a mountain or flying into the ground or end up upside down. If you're not physically flying the aeroplane, which is the most important thing, it kind of is irrelevant what else you do. So we must aviate first. So always take care of the aeroplane. And in this analogy, and with business, the aeroplane is your business. So we take care of business first, always. Business has to come first in any situation. It is just the most important thing. You can go chasing wild dreams about amazing things that you want to do, developing new products, working with new customers. But if you're not dealing with your business, the day-to-day running of your business, you're going to have a huge problem. So that's why aviate comes first, and aviate's really important to be the first step. The next step is navigate. So once we know the aeroplane's flying as well as we want it to be flying, then we look at navigating. We look at where we're going. We look at how we're going to get there and the steps on that journey. And again, that's true in business. Once we've done aviate and navigate, we then switch on to communicate. And communicate is the point where we actually start talking. Again, there's no point talking about what you're going to do. There's no point telling everybody what you're going to do if you don't know what it is that you're actually going to do. So communicate has to come third. And again, it's exactly the same with flying. There's no point telling air traffic control or speaking to air traffic control or the passengers about something if we haven't actually made a decision. So it's really important. Kind of seems logical, right? That would be the third step in that journey. And then the final step of the Cockpit Method is that we review it. And this is the thing that business owners miss in general, is reviewing your processes. Review your processes. Are your processes working? Especially if you are the kind of entrepreneur or kind of business owner who does launches. Do you ever do a debrief on your launch? Do you ever look at your launch and assess it and see whether it worked? Or do you just take the result and run with it and keep going for the next thing? Looking at what happened and seeing what you can change, what you can edit, is so incredibly important. Can you refine your messages? Can you refine your marketing? Can you refine your sales process? A really important step on that journey. So, like I said, we're going to dig into all of those more over the coming days, but let's dig into aviate first. So The aviate step, and in terms of a sales process, we call this audience engagement. So we aviate the aeroplane first. We make sure the aeroplane is flying safely. The number one step all the time, fly the aeroplane. And in a business context, that is pilot your business. So your business is your aeroplane. You are the captain flying that business. You may have a co-pilot sat next to you who's helping you fly. You may not. You're going to have cabin crew who are there helping you and supporting you. And then you've got all the passengers behind that, your customers or clients that are there with you on that journey. So we're not talking about prospects now. We're not talking about future clients necessarily. We're talking about your current clients, the people that you currently have in your business that are already invested in you, that are already buying from you. These people are a real source of power when it comes to not just sales, but recurring revenue. If you spend all your time going and looking for new sales, looking for new clients, prospecting people, and you're not actually looking after the people that you've got right now, your current customers, and you start annoying them, then that's going to have a huge, huge knock-on effect to your bottom line. Sales is about generating revenue, right? It's about making money. And we always think with sales that it's about chasing money, like finding the next pot of gold, finding the next person who wants to invest in us. And actually, sometimes sales can just be looking after the people that you already have, engaging with that audience on a different level. Maybe it's a case of upselling. So you have people that have already shown buying signs, people who are already invested in you that want to work with you, that may be ready for the next step. Maybe it's a case of having conversations with them to see whether they're ready to progress to your next product. It may be a case of people not in the right place that are more positioned for a downsell. This part of the sales process is basic customer service, really. How can we look after the clients that we have right now, our current customers, on a much, much deeper level so that they feel supported and that we can support them better than they've ever been supported before. Once you do that, you'll start to see a real benefit. You'll start to see referrals coming in, people referring you because they know that you look after you when you're inside the program or when they're working with you. They're not just a number. They feel like an actual person that's respected and taken care of. And then you'll see recurring revenue. You'll see these people want to work with you time and time again. You'll be their preferred supplier for whatever it is that you do, whether it's product-based, service, whatever it is. You'll see these people come back time and time again because you look after them. So that's it. That is the first step. The first step on a nice long journey that we're going to take together into your sales process. Aviate first. Look after the people that you already have in your business, your current customers, current clients, and it'll make it so much easier to sell going forwards. So that's it. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and I will catch up with you tomorrow.